So it's Friday, November 18th, and I just got a call from Mayo Clinic saying that the doctor will be calling me in less than an hour. Look at how few eyebrows I have. And for those of you who always like to say that I have like amazing skin, see, I don't have amazing skin. I have like issues going on. But yeah, my eyelashes and eyebrows are definitely few and far between these days. I don't know. I feel weird because I don't know why I feel so nervous. Like when they called me and told me the doctor was going to call, I kind of felt like I was going to vomit. I know that I think they were supposed to do the tumor board review today, so I think that they're calling to maybe talk about the results of the tumor board review. I also have another consultation appointment that got added to my calendar with a surgeon, so I don't know if they're, talking about possible surgery now or what the heck is going on, but I just am sitting here for the next 40 minutes like, what the heck is happening? And I also feel bizarre because I just had chemo last week, and so I already still feel really bizarre. So I'm just trying to figure out what's even happening in my life right now. Brian?
Yeah?
What are you doing?
I'm just sitting here. Just waiting.
Petting Ollie?
Petting Ollie.
Ollie doesn't seem concerned.
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess we'll let you know what they have to say. Okay. So essentially, they did the tumor board review at Mayo Clinic this morning, which is when all the doctors call in and they have representatives from all different departments and they analyze your case. And so essentially, whereas my last tumor board review kind of concluded her cancer has metastasized most likely, and surgery is only a palliable thing. Essentially, surgery is only going to happen if it's something that's causing her discomfort. After reviewing my case again on the tumor board, after reviewing the 2 biopsies that I've had that have basically been kind of inconclusive and haven't found cancer cells, but have found what did she say? It's keratin.
Keratin granuloma or something.
Keratin granulomas or something like that.
Something along those lines.
So essentially, both of my biopsies, they weren't able to find cancerous material.
Yeah, they found other stuff that's not supposed to be there.
But
no cancer.
Which the second biopsy they did was after I started chemo. So that makes sense. They could say okay, because she'd already started chemo, the lymph node biopsy, the cancer had already been shrunk or whatever, and they weren't able to get any of it. But the liver biopsy, that's not really that was done before I started chemo, so you can't really say that. So because there's just no definitive proof, and that's why we keep going back and forth with this. And I feel like you guys are wait, what? How do you not know if your cancer is metastasized or not? And I think it's because there's no proof. There's
Yeah.
no like physical proof of it metastasizing. Like there's suspicion, but there's no like physical proof that it's actually metastasized.
Yeah.
And so I think for Brian and I, it's especially like hard for us to accept that. And given that like there's not 100% proof of these cancer cells existing anywhere outside of my abdomen, it's hard for us to just be like, okay, well, let's just assume that it's metastasized. It's like, no, we want proof. Like, but the bottom line of today's tumor board review was that they are, it sounds like, going to proceed with another debulking surgery on me. Because essentially the other surgery I had was a debulking surgery.
Yes,
It wasn't like,
yes. But it was also an emergency surgery.
it was also like it wasn't a planned debulking surgery. It was like, they opened me up and they're like, at my original hospital in St. Louis, and they were like, what is going on in here?
Yeah.
And then they removed as much cancer as they could. Whereas this will be a planned debulking surgery where I assume they will do basically a full hysterectomy.
Basically, yeah.
Like they'll remove everything that they can.
That could have a problem.
Yeah, that could be a problem in order to, it's twofold. Number one, they will hopefully get tissue. If they can get tissue that has like the cancer cells, then they can do more testing, genetic testing on that tissue and do other, find out more about my cancer. And then second, like help prevent it from spreading anymore if they can remove more of it. So I will have my last chemo round on December 2nd, and then likely surgery would be anywhere 4 weeks and beyond that, like sometime in January.
Mm-hmm.
I have an appointment, a consultation set up with the gynecologic oncologist who I assume would be doing the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk about that and what the surgery would look like. They also said there's a possibility of me having some surgery done on my liver to essentially like clean up these lesions that I have.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to consult with a surgeon. I have another consultation appointment with a surgeon for that in mid-December. So it sounds like basically the results of the tumor board are that because of how young I am and because of how uncertain and weird everything about my case is, they're kind of like going off the book on my case, and they're going to go ahead and do this surgery that might not necessarily be a surgery that they would do if they believed it had metastasized. But because everything, again, she said that, just everything about my case is off the book, is not following any kind of traditional, like they don't normally not have answers, and they're going to do whatever they can to find answers, is essentially what I took away from it.
Yeah.
And so the thought of surgery is like, it seems, I asked her like how bad of a surgery it would be, like how big of a surgery it would be. And she's like, it's a pretty intense surgery. So I don't know if I'm necessarily scared to do the surgery. I'm sure I will be leading up to it once it gets scheduled. But like, it gives me hope that maybe they can, I don't know.
Keep you alive?
Yeah, it gives me hope that they can, I don't want to say cure, but me of this, but it gives me hope that it feels better than going down a road where it's like, sorry, surgery is only a paleable option, and good day, sir. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like it gives me hope.
Which you are sorely lacking at this moment.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought was interesting is that they said they were going to do a PET scan.
Yes, they are. They did say
You're also going to get the most unflattering angle of me possible.
Hey, you're the one laying there unflatteringly. They did say they were going to do a PET scan next time actually, it's scheduled for next time I'm in.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because it would help them figure out for surgery.
Yeah. They wanted to make sure that there was nothing like active.
Well,
or they wanted to find out what was
they
active.
can see what's active better on the PET scan. It's not necessarily going to give them a clearer picture of whatever, but it's going to give them like a better idea for surgery purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like that, so yeah. So they are doing a PET scan. We didn't ask about it, but they brought it up. Like, we've asked about it in the past, like, is it something we should be doing again? But now, like, that is part of what they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, it just, I don't know. How do you feel?
I feel better. Not like hugely better, but I feel better that at least we know the next couple of steps. And it feels like, I think up to this point, it was like, okay, we're just going to keep doing chemo, like, for now, and try to figure out what's going on. But now I feel like, okay, they're actually going more on an attack and trying to keep you alive. Like, I'm not saying that they weren't trying to do that before, but I'm just saying, like, at least now there feels like, okay, this is the next step. This is the thing after that, and like we've got the next few steps kind of planned out, and that makes me feel a heck of a lot better.
Surgery has always been like up in the air. Like, we didn't know if I was going, like, am I going to have a hysterectomy? Am I going to have this surgery? Am I going to have, whatever. Like, that's been kind of up in the air for the last like bit here. And so hearing her say, like, I started crying.
Yeah.
When I heard her say, like, that they were going to be proceeding with these surgeries, because to me, it represents that they believe there's more, like, to my story.
Yeah.
And she even said, like, this isn't the end either. Like, the surgery, it's not like, the surgery is not the end of the story either, but, like, there's more to be done.
Mm-hmm.
There's more hope to be had. It's not like, oh, sorry, like, we just have to wait and see what happens. Like, there's more attack. We have more ways we can physically attack this thing.
Yeah.
I feel like now. Like, I don't know.
And they also said surgery would be really good diagnostically speaking, because if they can get any, like, good tissue samples, then they'll know more of what they're actually dealing with. They'll know if there are even more avenues of attack that they can do. And
what if they do surgery and they're like, there's no cancer?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's possible. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could be a complete miraculous thing as far as that's concerned. I mean, like, but even like I think you even kind of asked that to the doctor, and she was just like, even if that were the case, like, it was still like this. It was good that we went through chemo and did all that.
Yeah,
kind of
I
stuff.
would have still gone through chemo either way.
Like, so all of that, but I don't know. Like, I feel like, okay, so I'm always kind of a hopeful person. I'm always hoping that the best is going to happen, and even with my hope taking, a bunch of knocks and yours basically getting obliterated, like, I feel like, it's like that much higher than it was an hour ago. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit better. But we have the next steps. We have
more appointments.
We have a plan in place. We have an incredible team of doctors that are super annoyed that they can't figure out what's going on. And
I mean, they really are, like, and that's the thing that I feel like I put so much on my own shoulders throughout my entire life, and then especially now, it's like, what more can I be doing? What more can I be doing?
Yeah.
And it feels really good to have, like, I feel very fortunate to have the best of the best, like, looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the best team. Like, I know that the doctors that I have are asking the questions. They're trying to figure, like, they're not just going to stop and be like, oh, sorry. Like, they're going to keep trying to figure out what this is, what is happening to me, and what has happened to me. And they're going to keep fighting. And, like, as long as they're going to keep fighting, I'm going to keep fighting.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You want to close this one out?
I think so.
So,
bye.
You guys know the typical stuff. You know, you can subscribe to the channel and you can follow along. You can find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And, you know, we keep things updated as best we can, especially when we get news and stuff coming out like this. I mean, this literally was just spur of the moment. We got the message that we were going to get the call. And so we're like, okay, like, let's actually film some stuff. So please follow along with us if you are so inclined. But I think that's all we got, right?
Yes.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.